Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Cultivate Agri. In the previous session, we learned the classification of Indian major crops, and in the upcoming videos, we discuss the exotic crops and air-breathing fishes. So subscribe this channel to get notification. In this session, we discuss the basic components of IC engine, an interesting topic in agriculture engineering. Let's start the session. As power is generated from IC engine and transmitted to the rear wheels of the tractor, the power transmission system is required. So the easiest way of understanding power transmission system is the combination of various components to transmit power is known as power transmission system. The flow of power from the first component IC engine to the last component rear wheel and front wheel is known as powertrain. Now we discuss the easy way to understand power transmission system. The power is generated from IC engine and it is transmitted to the crankshaft through piston and connecting rod. This crankshaft produces rotational motion which in turn rotate the flywheel, and also this rotational energy is stored in the flywheel. The two types of function takes place in clutch component is, one is when the clutch pedal is released, an opposite reaction takes place, that is the clutch component connect the engine from gearbox. So the energy stored in the flywheel can easily transmitted to the gearbox. And the other function is when the clutch pedal is pressed, the clutch component disconnect the engine from gearbox. So the energy stored in the flywheel can't transmit to the gearbox. The speed varies according to road conditions and agriculture field condition. So the gearbox is fitted in the power transmission system. In order to rotate the outer wheel faster than inner wheel at turning point, the differential unit is provided. Finally, the power is transmitted to the rear wheel and front wheel to move the tractor back and forth. The components of IC engine is divided into three parts. One is cylinder head and it contains spark plug, inlet and exhaust valve and manifold. And the other is cylinder block. It comprises cylinder water jacket, piston connecting rod and crankshaft. And the last one is oil sump. It includes crankcase and oil sump. It is the picture of internal combustion engine. Note down the parts of IC engine. Now we divide the IC engine into three parts. One is cylinder head. It is the top portion of IC engine and also covers the cylinder block. And the other is cylinder block. It is the middle portion of IC engine. And the last one is oil sump. It is the bottom portion of IC engine. Now we discuss the brief description of components. The basic part of IC engine provides space for combustion is known as cylinder. At the upper end of the cylinder head is bolted. Here the intake of fuel, ignition of fuel and exhaust of gases takes place. The middle portion of IC engine is cylinder block. Here the compression of fuel and burning of fuel takes place. It is a 3D model of IC engine. Here the reciprocating motion of piston is converted into rotational motion by crankshaft. Due to burning of fuel, the high temperature is generated in the cylinder block In order to handle this high temperature, the cylinder line is inserted in the cylinder block. The two types of cylinder liner is one is wet liner and the other is dry liner. If the water jacket has direct contact with liner, it is wet liner. If the water jacket has no direct contact with liner, it is dry liner. To control the opening and closing of inlet and exhaust valve, the camshaft is provided. Now we discuss the picture of wet liner and dry liner. In wet liner, the water jacket is in close contact with liner. Here the cooling is more effective and also there is leakage problem of water jacket. And in dry liner, the water jacket has no direct contact with liner and hence there is no leakage problem of water jacket. Now we discuss the picture of cam and camshaft. It is the picture of cam. Here there are two cams to control inlet valve and exhaust valve. It is the picture of camshaft. Here there are many cams are aligned in a shaft, so it is a camshaft. And the last picture is the function of camshaft. The cylindrical part which moves upward and downward inside the cylinder and also has reciprocating motion is known as piston. The piston completes the combustion cycle, that is intake of fuel, compression of fuel, burning of fuel and exhaust of gases. The piston is divided into two parts. One is piston head and the other is piston skirt. The piston pin and piston ring are the integral parts of piston. To join the piston and connecting rod, the piston pin is provided and also known as wrist pin or gudgeon pin. To provide gas tight seal between the cylinder wall and piston, the compression ring is provided on the piston. In addition to compression ring, the oil ring is provided for lubrication purposes. From the name itself, the connecting rod connects the piston and crankshaft. The two commonly used valves are one is inlet valve and the other is exhaust valve. The inlet valve admits air-fuel mixture into the cylinder and the exhaust valve expels exhaust gases from the cylinder. The part of IC engine which covers the crankshaft and camshaft is known as crankcase. The bottom portion of IC engine is known as oil sump. Now we discuss the picture of piston. The top portion of the piston is known as piston crown. To provide gas tight seal and to prevent the escape of hot gases into the crankshaft, the compression ring is provided. In addition to compression ring, the oil ring is provided for lubrication purposes. The portion below the piston pin is known as piston skirt. To prevent the side movements of the piston during combustion process, the piston pin is used to connect the piston and connecting rod and also placed in small end. The connecting rod connects the piston and crankshaft. The crank pin is used to connect the crankshaft and also placed in large end. The main shaft of the IC engine converts the reciprocating motion into rotational motion is known as crankshaft. To ignite the air-fuel mixture, the spark plug is provided in the combustion chamber. The air-fuel mixture draws into the cylinder through a pipe known as inlet manifold. The combustion products such as carbon monoxide escape into atmosphere through a pipe is known as exhaust manifold. It is the picture of spark plug for ignition purposes. It is the picture of inlet and exhaust valve. The inlet valve admits air-fuel mixture into the cylinder and the exhaust valve expels exhaust gases from the cylinder. It is the picture of crankshaft. Note down the parts of crankshaft. It is the overall components of IC engine. Note down the parts of IC engine. Identify the engine components and write the answer in the comment box section. Note down the question and write the answer in the comment box section. It is the answer for previous session. I hope you understand the basic components of IC engine. If you need any update, you can write it in the comment box section. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.